Hey guys, how's it going? Tom back again with another England preview. This time England versus Sweden in the quarter-finals. It's coming home. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, England beat Colombia on penalties for the first time in World Cup history. England have won a penalty shootout. Times are changing, ladies and gentlemen, and it is coming home. Before we get into today's video, I do apologise about my voice. After the England game, it got pretty messed up. And then the day after I also went cricket, so singing and shouting has kind of ruined in my voice box. So if it does break at any point or it just sounds a little bit different, there's why. So don't worry, I'm not like dying or anything. Not yet anyway. That's if we win the World Cup. I'll be absolutely hammered and won't be able to function anymore. But ladies and gentlemen, we are through to the quarter-finals. This is massive news. We beat a tough Colombian team. I knew that game was going to be tough. I said that in my last video. I knew that I thought they would be more attacking, to be honest. It was quite defensive, to be fair. They didn't really attack England as I thought. I thought it'd be quite an open game with them having quite a few chances, and ultimately they were just more kind of trying fouling to break up play. They were really cheating, honestly. The Harry Kane penalty thing where they're just scuffing the penalty spot. Like, really? I see that at teams when I'm reffing on a Sunday. It's Sunday League football level, and you're doing it at the highest level at the biggest major tournament. You're trying to scuff the penalty spot. It's just poor. It's poor, really. I think it just undermined Colombia's talent. It's not like they haven't got these big players. Radamel Falcao's played in the Champions League final, for God's sake. He's scored goals wherever he's gone, bar England. Yeah, good one, mate. You've also got players like Juan Cuadrado, who are excellent footballers. So I don't understand why their game plan was just to come out and basically cheat, really. I don't understand that, and I don't get that. I think their main strengths were Mina and Sanchez at the back. They were brilliant. Every free kick and every corner we had, they limited that. And I think that's what Sweden are going to hopefully look to do. I do think we played well though. Like we did have some chances, undoubtedly, but we didn't take them again. That's another thing. We've got to get better at taking these chances, especially as we keep getting into the bigger and bigger games. The final, the semi-final. These games, even the quarter-final, if you get a chance, it has to be taken because you don't understand when the next one's going to be, so it's got to be taken. But ultimately, we won on penalties, which is massive. Honestly, it's huge. This has shown to me that this is an evolution. Something has changed in the England setup, because usually we go out on penalties. This is the first World Cup penalty win that we've had. This, honestly, and that at the end where everyone's cheering, all the players, all the fans, this builds, this gives them momentum. You know what I mean? This is something that they're going to think, right, I want to feel that again. We've done it before, we can do it again. So it thrives and it drives ultimately. So looking on to the Sweden game, I think it's going to be a tough test. I think these will play quite defensive. They did it against Germany. And against Switzerland, it was kind of a weird match ultimately. They were both kind of like, do we attack, do we defend? Because they were unsure what to do, because neither was favourites. They were both quite evenly matched. And they were kind of like, do we not, do we? I think they'll be very solid. They play quite a low block system, and they're brilliant at defending. You can see it when they're set up. The rows, the banks, they've got brilliant players like Granqvist, the centre-back. I think I've said that right. I hope I've said that right. In the game against Switzerland, Lawrence brilliantly picked up on what he was doing. He literally said he was there, picking up, heading, clearing, and he was there every time. And it was, honestly, every Sweden player was putting their bodies on the line, defending well. And I think England have got another test. Set pieces again will be tested. Can we get the correct delivery? Because these guys ultimately are going to be quite defensively minded. They know that we're good from set pieces, so they'll be set up for that. They look like they defended every cross that came into the box from Sweden really well. But I think where we can get them is they haven't got an attacking edge. I think that was proven in that Switzerland game with how the goal came about. It was just a lucky shot deflection from Forsberg's shot. Now, Forsberg's a good player, RB Leipzig player. So if he does perform, then maybe there's an opportunity. For me, he does look one of the better players going forward, but if we can limit them again, then it should be a wave on wave of England attacks, and hopefully eventually they can break them down. Like in the Germany game, it seemed like they'd lost momentum, just couldn't keep it up in the second half, and ultimately Germany broke them down. And I think that's what could happen to us, really. If we can get an early goal, ultimately make them change their game plan, because they can no longer sit back if we've got a goal. They've got to start pushing forward. So more gaps will start to appear. So ultimately my score prediction for the game on Saturday, I think it's going to be a 2-0 win. I believe we're going to get an early goal. Don't know, but we're going to get an early goal. It'll probably be Harry Kane. We know it's going to be Harry Kane. So we'll get an early goal. This will ultimately force them more and more out, and we'll get a second. It could be even 2-1 if we get a second and then they score late on, you know, bit of drama. But ultimately, it's coming home, really. You can feel it, you can see it. Whatever happens in this game, ultimately it's been a great World Cup for England, and you've got to see the positives. Even if we do go out, it's been brilliant. We've won our first penalty shootout of the World Cup. We've got out of the group stages. We've played arguably some of the best football. We've got a goal scorer in the team. We've got set pieces which were excellent. It's all looking to me like if we don't win it, it's building towards the Euros. The Euros will ultimately be the big test for Gareth Southgate, because if we play like we are playing now, we could go into that as favourites. So anyway guys, if you have enjoyed and I've had enough of hearing my croaky voice, don't forget to subscribe, and why not check out some of my other videos on the channel. It means a lot to me. So enjoy your day.
You know what?
He's coming home. He's coming home. He's coming fucking home!